Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is your preview of all previews. You know, this is the one. This is the game that we have been waiting for. Since we knocked Atletico Madrid out of the last 16 in the Champions League, we've been looking to this since we got the draw. Since it was done officially that Chelsea would be playing Porto in the quarterfinals, we've been licking our lips and we've been rubbing our hands together and we've been waiting for this day. But your circumstances have kind of changed. Why? Because we just got battered at home against West Brom, and I want to put that to bed now. Yeah, that's the last time I'm going to mention that result, except for maybe a couple of players that I've picked into the starting lineup for this preview. I have to reference. But anyway, I'm going to put that result to bed now. That doesn't exist in my head anymore. 5-2 against Big Sam's West Brom. What? Don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, let's get stuck into today's preview. Before we get into the nitty gritty, I want to ask you guys, if you are new, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you do end up enjoying this video. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Don't forget to check out my Patreon, patreon.com/YTF, to check out the podcast that I done with George Benson that was uploaded yesterday. So enjoy. Go and knock yourselves out over there. And I've got Younes Reacts coming out tomorrow. So check that out. Let's get into the preview. This is where it gets serious. It gets really serious at this point. We are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Porto, we all looked at it as the easy draw. Or not the easy draw. I don't want to say that, because when you're in the Champions League and you're playing against any team in the quarterfinal onwards, it's not easy. It's not easy. So let's give Porto some respect here. They ain't mugs. But in terms of the draw, it's the easiest that could have happened. So we are very lucky, and tomorrow's game will be the away leg. Obviously, I do this because both legs will be played on the same pitch, in the same stadium, the same ground. So it doesn't really make a difference. Although, in terms of the away goal, well, if we score tomorrow, we get an away goal. So, you know, we've got to use what we have in terms of the advantage and try and capitalize on it. Now, in terms of this game, I do suspect Thomas Tuchel is going to make some changes. If we're going to go into team news, N'Golo Kante apparently is good enough to be on the bench. So, you know, I'm quite glad that he's back in some sort of capacity, because I thought he was going to be out now. I thought, you know, for the next 3-4 games, maybe 5, that Kante is going to be missing. So it's very reassuring to hear that he's available. He's on the bench. He won't be starting, but he's there. Cool. That does mean we have to start with Jorginho and Kovacic again. So I'm going to get to that when I tell you about the starting 11. But in relation to other players that might be missing, there's only Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic, who done his hamstring to an extent. Don't know if he's going to be used or not. Maybe Thomas Tuchel might, you know, take a precaution here and not just throw him into the most important game of Chelsea's season. Let's have it right. This is the most important game. And some of you might say, yeah, but no, the second leg will be the most important. No. Tomorrow is where we have the away goal advantage. If we score tomorrow, oh my God. I'm just going to say that. Oh my God. If we score, we are in such a good position. It's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. I've got to calm down before I start getting excited, because honestly, if I start thinking of the semi-final in Istanbul, I'm just going to start going mental up in here. But anyway, let's not do that. It is the most important game of our season, and it's the one where we have the advantage, so hopefully we can get a goal. In terms of the starting 11 though, there's been some question marks since the loss against West Brom. I think that's safe to say. All of us were very surprised. You know, I did say that I wouldn't mention that game again, but I have to. That game was unbelievable. And there were some individual performances there that we all looked at and thought, nah. I didn't expect this, and surely that's not happening again. A prime example was Jorginho. You know, Jorginho, we went back to Jorginho that did mistakes under Maurizio Sarri, and everyone began to hate him. That Jorginho showed up, you know. That Jorginho cannot show up again. Simple as that. Tomorrow, it gets serious. And I want to see the Jorginho that's comfortable, that can take time on the ball, that can glide past 1-2s, get into good positions, pick out a pass. I want to see that Jorginho. Let's get into the starting 11, what I think Thomas Tuchel should go with. There are a couple of changes here that I think are going to raise your eyebrows. Let's get into it now. The 11 that we should go with. Back three, for sure. We're not going to a back four anytime soon under Thomas Tuchel. Edouard Mendy to start off in goal. I don't blame anything on him for the weekend. I really don't. It's just as simple as that. You let him 5, but sometimes it's not you. It's the defence. It's the team. I'm not going to put blame on Mendy. So he starts for me. He's still a top goalkeeper. One result doesn't change that. Edouard Mendy in goal. The back three, there needs to be one guy, right? One guy that I never thought I'd say this. At one point in the season, I thought I would never say this, right? But this is what it's come to now. Antonio Rudiger needs to be in this team. It's as simple as that. And I remember under Lampard, if anyone had said that, they would have been slapped in the face. But now, here we are. It's amazing how things can change, eh? Rudiger needs to be in this team. My goodness. Zuma, no. Cannot be in the back three tomorrow. Hell no. The back three for me, Azpilicueta, we need that leadership. We need that certainty in defence. And despite West Brom, again, I still believe that Azpi is a very, very, very good right centre-back. So he starts. Thiago Silva is the man that I would go with in the middle. And I'll tell you why. I think, in terms of the West Brom game, it's such a shame. The challenge he went into, personally, for me, it's not a yellow card. Second yellow at least for a red card. I'm not going to say that it is. I'm just going to say prior to that, before he got sent off, he looked good. Everything was alright. Everything was fine. And Thiago Silva, with the experience he possesses, especially in the Champions League, and when it starts to get tough, when it starts to get to the stage of the quarter-final, semi-final and onwards, you want Thiago Silva playing. It's as simple as that, because the experience will be key. And that leadership is there. So I would put him ahead of Christensen. Just for that. Nothing against Christensen. This isn't a thing of I don't want Christensen to play. This is a thing of I want Thiago Silva to play more, if you know what I mean. So Thiago Silva and Antonio Rudiger to give us that defensive stability in the back three. We move forward a little bit. Left wing back. Despite the weekend, I would stick with Marcos Alonso. Because we need that away goal. It's as simple as that. And going forward, we know what he can do. Especially as a left wing back, we know what he can do. Nothing to take away from Ben Chilwell. I'm not saying Ben Chilwell can't. I'm just saying I think, especially with who I've picked up right wing back, if we are on a transition to defend and we have to defend, I do think that Reece James can be the one to cover and everyone can shift over a little bit whilst it gives time for Alonso to get back. We don't need to be so ultra defensive tomorrow, which is why I wouldn't play Chilwell, because personally going forward, I think Alonso is more effective. So that's why I'm going with Alonso. Right wing back, Reece James. And that's why, I think that compensates really well. You can't have just 2 attacking wing backs. That just kind of doesn't make sense. That leaves you exposed at the back. Reece James can be one of the 2 that are slightly more defensive. So hence why I would play Reece James. And even on the overlap, even going forward, crossing balls into the box, Reece James would be ideal. And in terms of the structure and what I've gone with, I think Reece James could have a very important role. And I'll get to that when I've told you who I'm putting up front. Anyway, Reece James, right wing back. The 2 centre mids in the double pivot, Jorginho and Kovacic. It has to be, because N'Golo Kante is on the bench. So, look, these 2, Kovacic for me against West Brom was great. Despite the result, Kovacic was great. Yeah, the only one that could, walk off with his head held high. The proper old school Jose gesture. He could do that against West Brom, despite us getting battered 5-2. Alongside him, though, Jorginho, and I've already spoken about Jorginho. I just hope we see the Jorginho-Kovacic combination that we've seen when Thomas Tuchel walked into Chelsea and Kante wasn't available, and he was picking those 2. You see how effective they were. That is what I want to see tomorrow against Porto. So fingers crossed, we get a very effective Jorginho-Kovacic partnership that can enable us to go on many attacking transitions and many attacking moves for us to hopefully score not just 1 but many goals. Fingers crossed. Anyway, moving forward, and I think this is where it's going to be key. For me, Mason Mount walks right back into this team. I mean, yes, he played 45 minutes against West Brom, albeit because we needed something. But for me, Mason Mount plays 90 tomorrow. Not 45, he plays 90. He has to. It's as simple as that. His intensity, his enabled creativity under Thomas Tuchel and his license to go forward. He's a very direct player that I think is going to help us a lot tomorrow. Against West Brom, despite, as I've said, him playing 45 minutes, it just was a case of having to play against a team that's sitting back waiting for the counter-attack because they were 2-1 up already. I think going from 0-0, Mason Mount is going to be very effective, and especially with the press, and especially with, we know what he can do in terms of really going forward, hopefully applying some assists or getting into some key positions to threaten the goalkeeper. I want to see Mason Mount work the goalkeeper tomorrow. So fingers crossed he does. Now, alongside him, I'm playing Hakim Ziyech. And I'll tell you why. Some of you probably say, no, play Kai Havertz. No, I would go with Ziyech. I'd go with Ziyech. And as I've said, I'll go with Reece James at right wing back. And he's going to offer this going forward. Only because up front, I'm going with Olivier Giroud. Simple as that. Werner's not playing for me tomorrow. No. Giroud, again, experience. Great in the air. Is able to pluck a goal out of nowhere when we need it. And tomorrow, this is what it's going to rely upon. It's as simple as that. We are going to need an away goal. That would be great. Against Atletico Madrid, when we needed it, Giroud was there. Tomorrow, Giroud will be there. So it's as simple as that. For me, he is the man to call upon in situations like this. We cannot go into this game being experimental and hoping Werner is going to score a goal. Albeit, if he plays, he might. You never know. He might. But I think Giroud is just a more potent goal threat. When, there's bodies around him, there's tight areas, tight positions, you need him to create something from nothing, to think of something on the spot. Giroud is your man. Now, I've picked Ziyech because if Ziyech does decide to go a little bit wide and drift where Mason can come more into the middle, if we need a ball straight into the box, and the same goes for Reece James, if we are going to start pinging the ball into the box, you want Giroud to get ahead on it because chances are 9 times out of 10 he's sticking it in the net. So hence why I've gone with this setup going forward. I think it's the best chance for us to score, and as I've said, tomorrow we need to score. This cannot finish 0-0. Or a loss, God forbid, touch wood. No loss, but this cannot finish 0-0. We need to score. If we score, we've got 1 foot in the semi-final. 1 foot in the semi-final. So that would be my starting 11. Now, in terms of a score prediction, I am going to go with Porto 1, Chelsea 1. I'm not taking anything away from Porto here. Nothing at all. I think they're a top team. They've done very well on the weekend. If any of you have actually seen what they've done on the weekend, go and look at the highlights because some of the goals they were scoring, flipping hell, prime Barcelona or what? Honestly. So they are not going to be easy. But the fact of the matter is, it's a big occasion. I'm expecting the Chelsea players to step up for the occasion, be brave, head up, chest up, let's go, war mentality, let's get what we need to get, a goal. Or at least, let's go for a win. If we can win tomorrow, time to rub some hands. Anyway, that's my prediction. I'm going with a 1-1 draw. Chelsea to get the away goal going into the second leg, and hopefully, despite it being in the same stadium, we can win the second leg. That's going to be my prediction anyway. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the starting 11. What 11 would you go with? What's your score prediction? Are you confident? Are you not? Are you scared because of what happened on the weekend? Or have you resetted your mind just like me? I hope you have, because this is a different competition, different environment, different atmosphere, different competition at stake, different results at stake. I mean, this is huge, yeah? This isn't West Brom at Stamford Bridge on a Saturday lunchtime. This is the Champions League quarter-final at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday night, It's a different stratosphere. So let me know how you're feeling in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Hit the like button if you did enjoy this video. Much appreciated. And thank you all for your comments yesterday about the background and about some adjustments and all of that. I did see one very good adjustment suggested by one of you guys saying put a window and through the window put Stamford Bridge. That way it'll look like you're close to home. Very good suggestion. I will try and get that done for tomorrow's watch along. And by the way, for the watch along, you're going to want to tune in tomorrow because some things have changed. Your watch along experience is going to be very different. Anyway, tune in tomorrow for the watch along, starting at around 7:30 p.m. UK time. I'll come on about half an hour before we can get the conversation going and look forward to the game. I'll see all of you then. Obviously, immediately after that, I will give you my match review. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll see all of you tomorrow in the war zone on the watch along where we're ready to go. Porto versus Chelsea. I'll see all of you then. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care and peace.